So you want to go to Japan? Uh, let's see, where to start? So first off, I just got back from Japan on Friday. Is September 20th. The flights are long, 10 to 12 hours depending on where you're coming from. I'm from Texas, so my flight there was 12 hours. Coming back was 10. Was honestly, depending on what airline you fly on, most of them I'd assume are fairly comfortable, have enough movies for you to watch. You might be worried about a language barrier over there. Me, I don't speak any Japanese at all. I know your simple phrases, thank you and all that, but they talk so fast over there to you. Even if they think you know the language, you know you don't. But that's alright, because if you just use small, one-worded sentences slowly, you can mostly get through it. I know you've probably watched a ton of videos on the same thing, but this is just more updated because the videos I've seen are from years ago. Now with upcoming the 2020 Olympics, they are preparing, like, a lot of the stores people you go into, if you're going shopping, they can't speak English, or one of them can speak English pretty well. I've never had any problem communicating with them inside of a store. They also are very nice to you in the stores, but out in the streets, most people, if you cannot speak the language, they probably would rather not have to deal with you. Just plain and honest. They are very to themselves, very much, I guess, old school, if you will, just very respectful towards the others. They don't talk hardly to each other at all. They just have their friends that they're with, and that's who they talk to. Their train rides are quiet. Transportation is amazing. I never took a taxi, although they were everywhere. I took train systems. It took me like 2 days to get used to it. The jet lag is the hardest thing to get over. Coming from completely different night and day, getting there took me about 2.5, 3 days to get used to, which was half of my trip because I was only there for a week. Eating over there, they do have your typical fast food restaurants if you're a picky eater, but you can venture out and try whatever you like. They do have pictures on literally every menu you can find around. Every restaurant has pictures of just each item. You can kind of determine if it's what you want or not from looking at it. Some things might be questionable, but you don't know until you try it. Also, be prepared to walk a lot. I was there from Saturday to Friday, and I walked 47 miles. That's even with using the trains. It is kind of hilly depending what parts of Japan you go to. I myself went to Tokyo, as you can tell, probably covered in dog hair. But I did not mind walking at all because I was there taking pictures, quite a bit of stuff. How much money do you need to bring on this trip? Depending how long you're gonna go, I myself took 1,000 USD, which was like 107,000 yen, which I came back with money to spare. But I also did not eat as much due to me not fully adjusting to the schedule. And really, honestly, about $100 a day would be enough for you, depending if you're eating and buying souvenirs, or just sightseeing, or it just really depends what you're doing. So I would say 100, 150 bucks, more than enough to get you through your trip without having to stress. I will say, capsule hotels, I stayed in one the first night. Me being an American and not used to bathhouse style facilities, openly sharing a showering area, it takes you straight back to high school, football locker room days. But I'm just not that comfortable with older men in the facilities with me, so that was an experience. And plus, I do have tattoos, which I was not sure if they'd be fond of. So after that, I stayed in a business hotel, which I'll put a clip in. I'm gonna give you a quick tour. Just a bed. There's the door. Bathroom, shower. To myself. Of how small they are. which is more than enough since you're going to be out and about most of the time anyways. But then I did move to a different area of Tokyo, and I got a better hotel for just the same price essentially, which was well worth it. The trains, getting used to the directions, you most of the time if you are in just the Tokyo area, the JR rails will, the green trains will take you nearly anywhere you want to go in the vicinity of Tokyo. Using your phone might be a little confusing, but you just need to know what station you're going to and what order the stops are in. Because even if you do get on the wrong one and you realize that they have little maps on there that tells you each stop, and it goes in Japanese first and then English. So and then everything is fairly simple, straightforward to travel. If you get on the wrong train, going the wrong way, just hop off on the next stop and you hop on the train going the correct way. I did that first 2 days, and by the third day I got it down and I didn't have any more troubles. Make sure your phone can use like a SIM card, because I tried to use one over there. I bought it as a little camera store or something. I can't remember the name of it, and it didn't work on my phone. So I had to call a cell phone provider, do your international plan, and it was like $65 for the time being out while I was there, which is honestly not that bad. You can just stay off and talking to your friends until you're at your hotel and use the Wi-Fi, and you'll be fine. It is now Tuesday, and I'm finally back on Texas time. Jet lag is terrible going both ways. The exchange rate is fairly simple to get. So 10,000 yen is $100 essentially. 5,050 and 1,010, so on and so on. You will accumulate a lot of change. I myself did not buy like a little coin purse or anything. Like I saw in other videos that were recommended to do so. I found that just keeping it in my pocket was okay, and it was kind of a nuisance if I'm in a store trying to pay with some coins and having to pull it all out of my pocket. But other than that, I just use it mainly on vending machines, which are fantastic. The lack of trash cans, which you've also maybe seen in other videos, is very true. You can drink your bottle and walk around, it's no big deal, but just please do not litter. They are very clean over there compared to the US, I would say, because I've been to New York, and those subways, trains are disgusting, to say at least. Some of them reek of urine. It's just gross and disgusting. The railways there are clean, the people are clean, they're very respectful. It is just very nice. They try to maintain their cleanliness all the way like around everywhere. Oh, the toilets. So I was watching other videos. They're telling you to be wary of the symbols for male and female bathrooms. Nowadays, they all have the standard blue man and then the pink woman to symbolize each one. A lot of the toilets that you might go into do have the bidets. I can tell you firsthand, I never used one of those before. It was very shocking at first, but I do see the benefits in using them with way less waste than what you would use here. I did never have to use one of these squatty potties. Although I did see them, I never had to use them because they had the squatty potties and they had your standard westernized toilet, which is just fine. Safety. Did I feel safe in Japan? Well, I can tell you I definitely felt a lot safer in Japan than I do here in the States. Not only just because of the people on the streets, it can feel threatening, and the amount of homelessness and everything here. People, even though I do live in a household, we all use guns on a regular basis. It's not a big deal. The amount of people over there and the lack of like cop presence, even though cops are supposed to make you feel safe, although I saw very few of them, I still felt safer over there just because no one looked like they were trying to cause any trouble. I probably looked the scariest over there. So if you are traveling alone, such as myself is what I did, I felt completely fine the entire time. I see no reason why no one should ever feel safe. The only time that you might get a little uncomfortable if you are a male. Um, they do have their red light district areas, or the people on the streets that will try to get you to their little shops and give you a little. Uh, they're very adamant and persistent on it. If you're down with that, go for it. I just myself is I'd rather not pay for it. I'd rather do the old-fashioned way if I'm talking, talking my way. Honestly, unless you speak the language, but when you go over there, it's going to be a very quiet trip for yourself. You might not even speak to anybody besides your friends on your phone. The most I talked to people were the tourists and got to see where everybody was coming. Met people from the Netherlands, Greece. There's of course California, and other people from Texas. From all over the world, they were there. And that was the only time I really spoke. I did speak with a woman in a store. She knew like 3 languages, which was very impressive because I can only speak 1 myself. But yeah, be prepared to not really talk at all, but just be. Is a definite culture shock for sure. There's so many people who respect the crosswalks for sure. There are people who do jaywalk just on side streets, which is no big deal for some of them, but you can tell the looks they get. You're like, ooh, you're not supposed to do that. So each area, like in Tokyo itself is a huge city with a lot of different stops. So you have like your Tokyo station, you have your Harajuku, you have your Shibuya, you have so many stops in this little circle on a rail that you can go to, and each stop has something really unique and different to each place. The Akihabara area, of course, is very well known for electronics and kind of like your gaming, more nerdier stuff. Your Shinjuku is like your food and clubbing scene, which, also, by the way, before I did not know, they love to drink over there. Love it. Love to drink and party. It's a big part of the culture. It's part of business culture over there. It's just going out and drinking all the time all the time over there after they get off work. The first day I had went there and I woke up at 7 in the morning. I was just, your regular tourist. I'm going to get up and start my day early because I don't want to waste any daylight. I did not know they are late risers and nothing really opens till 9 to 10 o'clock in the morning. And that's kind of a real damper because if you're out trying to get your day going, you really can't see anything. Parks are closed, all businesses are closed. There's really not much to do, so you kind of have to adjust to that period of when things start to open. So it kind of forces you to be in, like, sleep in a little bit, if you will, because when I was up at 7 in the morning, there were still people out drinking the previous night, stumbling around drunk, like, I guess getting ready for the next day. I'm not sure. Their bars are open till 6 a.m., which is outrageous because here in Texas, I'm sure in most states they close at 2. Why are you scratching? So 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. is a big difference. I myself am not a huge drinker. I think I had 2 beers the whole time I was there. So I was there for a week. I took 1,000 USD, or 107,000 yen with me. They do have ATMs everywhere you can go to exchange money. Don't have to really worry about that. Language barrier, not an issue. I do not know any Japanese besides your hello, thank you, thanks for the food, your typical stuff that you probably learned through other videos. Traveling around town is fairly easy if you are okay and up to walking, you can get around just fine. The railway systems are very good. You get your little card at any station and load it. I put $50 or 5,000 yen on there, and it almost lasted me the entire week, with the exception of having to put like $10 extra on there to get me to the airport, which is not bad. Really, the most frustrating thing was them being like late risers. The 9 caught 10 openings. Other than that, if you ever want to go to Japan, I would suggest you try to find some cheap airfare, which I did. All in all, I probably spent $1,000 on airfare and my hotel stay for a week, which is honestly way better than I thought it was ever gonna be for traveling out of the country. Um, I will not let it deter you traveling by yourself to that country because it is very safe, very clean. They are very nice, even though if you don't speak the language, most people will try to help you. Um, I have no bad things to say about Japan. Um, Other than I wish I could have stayed longer, but a week was good for my first time, and now hopefully I can go back with more people. Um, if you made it to this video, thanks for watching. Leave a like, subscribe if you want. I rarely post